Good morning, dear students. I'm Nishni teacher. Now, I'm continuing with group theory. Last class, we have already learned about the symmetry elements in acetylene, and you have already learned the symmetry elements in water molecule. You had tried out the symmetry elements in ammonia and BF3. So, I'll be explaining ammonia and BF3 today, and also you have to study the symmetry elements in benzene and tetracyanonickel ion, that is NiCN4 2 minus. So first let's start with ammonia. As you all know, ammonia has a pyramidal geometry. So when you are asked to write down the symmetry elements of ammonia, if it is for a 2 mark, if it is a 2 mark question, you just need to write down the elements, symmetry elements in ammonia. That is, just write down the symmetry elements in ammonia are identity element E and so and so. You have already found out the elements in ammonia, so you can write it down as symmetry element, identity element E, then the next the axis, and then the plane of symmetry. And if there are other symmetry elements, you should mention all of them. That's when it's asked for 2 mark question. And if it is for a 4 mark question, you should explain it, like you should draw the structures and explain how the symmetry element is. And if it is rotation, you can show the you can, just like you have given me as your assignment that you have sent me. It's for a that's correct for a 4 mark question. But if it is asked for 2 marks, please don't write the whole thing. You will be wasting your time. Just write down the elements. You have to write down the symbol and the element. Like you have to write identity element E. Then you have to write rotation axis or principal axis, rotation axis, so and so C3 or C2 or whatever. And then symmetry planes, mention each of them. That's for the 2 marks. What you have given me, that is correct for 4 marks. Okay, now coming on to ammonia. First you should write the shape of ammonia is pyramidal. Ammonia has a pyramidal geometry. Then you can write ammonia has identity element. Okay. Everywhere I have seen it's the simplest element. That's not required. You can write identity element or identity operation leaves the molecule unchanged. So here ammonia, as you have already done this, ammonia molecule has a C3 rotation axis. Why do you call it a C3 rotation axis? Because on rotation through 360-degree, ammonia uh, shows us 3 similar appearances. We get 3 similar appearances for ammonia. So that's why it's called C3 axis. That is, each similar appearance is obtained while rotating the molecule through 120-degree. Every 120-degree, every rotation through 120-degree will give us a similar appearance. I forgot to mention the C3 axis is the axis passing through nitrogen and in between the 3 hydrogens. Here you can see it is written as H1, H2, H3. This is just for our reference. Otherwise, all the 3 hydrogens are the same. While rotating, we should know where the change is. So when you write H1, H2 and H3 and you are rotating this molecule about this axis which passes through nitrogen, you are rotating it through 120-degree. And then what happens? In the clockwise direction, then H1 is on the left hand side, it comes to the position of H3, H3 comes to the position of H2 and H2 goes to the position of H1. So here you have H1, H3 and H2. Again you can write same like this. You put an arrow mark, you write C3, then you can write H1 will come to the the position of H3, H3 will go to the left, H2 will come to the right hand side. Okay, that's the 3 different orientations possible while you are rotating the molecule through 360 degree. And again, if you show the rotation, we will get, again if you are rotating the molecule, you will get the first appearance. Okay, so you need to count either the first appearance or the last appearance. Don't count both the first and the last. First and last is the same. So you count any one of those appearances. So here we'll have, this is one appearance, this is another appearance, and you're rotating through 120 degree again, you'll get another appearance, another similar appearance. So while rotating through 360 degree, we can see three similar appearances or three similar orientations. That's why this axis is called the C3 axis. Okay, next we have the planes. Just check if there are any other rotation axis possible. No other rotation axis is possible because this ammonia has a pyramidal geometry. Okay, so next is this. Here you can see the blue, the ball marked in blue is ammonia, and you have A, B, and C. Those are the three hydrogen atoms, and you can see the plane. This is the first plane. This plane passes only through nitrogen and hydrogen B. This one on the right hand side, that plane passes only through nitrogen and hydrogen A, and on the left hand side, nitrogen and hydrogen C. So like that three we have three planes. Okay, and just like I have mentioned in acetylene, in the case of acetylene, here C3 rotation axis is the principal rotation axis, which gives us maximum number of similar appearance. So this C3 axis of symmetry is the principal axis, and all these planes, as you can see, is passing through the principal axis. It's passing through the principal axis. It is not cutting the principal axis in 90 degree. The plane is not passing perpendicular. So these planes are called vertical planes. So ammonia has three vertical planes. And how will you denote it? 3 sigma V. Sigma V is vertical plane of symmetry. Okay, now, so here we have elements of symmetry possessed by ammonia molecule is identity element E. Then we have the rotation axis C3, and there are three sigma V planes. That's all for ammonia.